All right, well, welcome back, everybody, to the Raider Roster Report. This is Raider Sparks coming at you with another video. Post-draft free agencies kicked off now. I think the Raiders waited a little bit to make sure the comp picks were all settled, and so now they don't have to take a compensatory pick hit for any of their signings. Now it's all said and done, so they can sign who they want. I think that's why you saw the 3 signings come through lately. So real happy with what they've done. Please like, share, subscribe to the video if you like it. If you don't like it, hit that too. But definitely make comments. Want to hear what everybody has to say about the Raiders and kind of what's happening now with them. So, anyways, just wanted to get into the signings, and so really got 3 players that have had some different levels of success in the NFL, which is good. We needed some veteran presence for training camp, and then obviously moving into the regular season. But picking up Michael Gallup. Got him on the cheap because of injuries, but this is a proven player in the NFL. He had 1 season with 1,100 yards, so he definitely can get it done. I just think, with the injuries, we got him on the cheap for 1 year, and so we'll see how that goes. Definitely feel like he's got the inside track to a roster spot, but nothing guaranteed there. It'll really just, for him, it comes down to his health. And then Tyler Guyton, we talked a lot about the pre-draft in the Raiders. I had all 5 of my mock drafts with at least 1 receiver. We pretty much got a receiver in Brock Bowers, even though he's listed as a tight end and a tight end body. He's really a receiver, so we kind of addressed that with him. But I talked about Luke Getsy's offense always having a speedy slot receiver, and now we got Tyler Guyton, who's exactly that. The Darnell Mooney's and the Velus Jones of the world for the Bears. They definitely value that speed slot guy. And then Tom Telesco likes a little bit bigger receiver. So, 6'1", 212, I think 212, 214 for Tyler Guyton. So it's a solid receiver with 4.3 speed. So I definitely also think he has an inside track to make the roster as well, because we don't really have another player like him. I know we brought in some UDFAs, and I think on my first post-draft roster projection, I kind of thought Lulu Griffin would have a really good shot to make the team, just because he was that slot UDFA guy with some speed. But now Tyler Guyton's in the mix, and although his stats aren't eye-popping, he's dealt with some injuries. But the one thing you'll note is that he's got several long touchdown passes and long catches just in general. So he definitely is a field stretcher and somebody we can really utilize. So I really like those 2 pickups for our receiver room. We definitely needed the competition, and really with those guys, it comes down to their health. If they're healthy, I have no doubt they make the team. And then the other guys, the other receivers that we have, I know a lot of people talk about special teams, and this is very important, but if I had to project right now, MJ Devonshire would be our punt returner, and Dylan Lobby would be our kick returner. So I think those guys are cut above any of the other return guys. Obviously, there's the gunner position, but I think Amani Gaynor might have an inside track on that, just because if you look at the roster, I projected 5 defensive ends and 5 linebackers, but if we're looking at roster specifically, if you want to cut those 2 positions down to 4 and then put Amani Gaynor in as one guy to do both, that 5th spot, he does both. He's an edge and a linebacker. In fact, the Raiders website, their official website, lists him as a linebacker. So I know a lot of the draft stuff and everything has him listed as a defensive end, but the Raiders actually listed him as a linebacker. So I think if you're looking to build a roster, you want to carry like 9 linemen or 6 cornerbacks, something like that, or have that 3rd quarterback, then you might need to consider that those 2 roster spots, that 5th linebacker or 5th edge, and combine it into one. And Amani Gaynor kind of has, I think, an inside track to get that done for us as well. So that's kind of what I'm looking at there. I also wanted to talk about the quarterback situation. I heard some reporting that the 3rd quarterback doesn't count towards your 53-man roster, and that's actually not correct from my research. It looks like it does count towards that. It just doesn't count towards your 48-man game day roster. So if you want to use the emergency quarterback, you do have to have it as a roster spot, so it's part of the 53-man. But on game day, you can actually use that emergency quarterback as kind of that 49th guy that doesn't count towards the game day. So it has to be on the active roster. So If we do decide to carry 3 quarterbacks, we have to definitely keep that in consideration. But I just heard some reporting out there that it's like a free roster spot or a 54th roster spot, and that's actually not accurate. So anyways, really love the signings. And then if you look at Andres Pete, again, adding depth, 3-time Pro Bowler. And again, this just comes down to health. I don't know the contract details yet, but I'm sure we got a good deal on it. It's kind of late in free agency, so, and he needs sort of that prove it year type deal. But anyways, we're definitely, he would help have us have 8 offensive linemen on the 53-man roster, which is really what you want to free up other roster spots. But given the fact that we're going to have 2 rookies, I kind of still think we have 9 offensive linemen, but he definitely is a step in the right direction if he's healthy, to only allow us to have 8 on that 53-man projection for the offensive line. So that's a great signing, I think. And then it's all about getting the best 8 or 9 guys. Obviously, your 5 starters, you want the best group. So however that shakes out, you want to get the best 5 linemen in the positions to be able to execute the offense, especially if you're going to do a lot of wide zone. It takes more athleticism than your ordinary power run gap scheme. So the Mumfords and the Glazes don't really have that athleticism necessarily to play that right tackle spot. So just wanted to sort of explore some options. I mean, if we went into, I don't think this will happen, but I'll just throw it out there, is Dylan Parham might get some looks at right tackle. He was a right tackle at Memphis. He got on the watch list for the best lineman when he played the Orland watch list for offensive linemen in college playing right tackle. That's kind of how he got noticed the most, was when he made the switch over there. And so it could be interesting to see. But I mean, if you wanted to kind of just talk it out, Miller at left tackle, Pete at left guard, and then Andre James at center, JPJ at right guard, and then Dylan Parham at right tackle. That could be interesting because he's got all the athleticism. And I just wanted to make a note. Sorry if I look at my paper, but Rashawn Slater and Dylan Parham, if you want to look at those 2 players, I know they're different. Obviously, Dylan Parham was not Rashawn Slater. He came in as a rookie and made the Pro Bowl as a left tackle. So it's kind of a lofty thing, but Telesco has experience with this and bringing players with that type of athleticism and playing tackle. Even though they're projected to be guards or have played guard, he still was trusting them to play tackle. But anyways, so Rashawn Slater, he's 6'4", Dylan Parham 6'2.5", so Slater's got him a little bit on the height, but weight, Slater 304, Parham 313, so a little bit more size for Parham. Arm length, Slater 33-inch arms, and then Parham 33 1/8, so he's slightly got him there. Hands 10.5 for Slater, 10 1/4 for Parham, so pretty close. Wingspan 80 1/8 for Slater, 80 1/4 for Parham, so a little bit more wingspan. 40 time, Slater 4.91, Parham 4.93, so very close straight line speed. The 20-yard, 2.89 for Slater and 2.84 for Parham, so quickness there, it goes to Parham. The 10, 1.68 for Slater, 1.66 for Parham, so again, that straight line, that little bit of burst quickness, Parham's got him there. Bench 33 for Slater, 25 for Parham, so a little stronger for Slater. And vertical, this is where it gets Slater's favor, all the rest of them. You got that explosive ability, a 33-inch vert, and Parham with 26.5. Broad jump 904, 9 feet 4 inches for Slater, and 9 for Parham. So not too terrible there. The 20-yard shuttle 4.45 for Slater and 4.70 for Parham. So that agility is definitely there for Slater. And the 3 cone, same thing, 7.48 for Slater and 7.78 for Parham. But so not bad. Straight line speed, quickness is all there for Parham to maybe give it a shot at tackle. Wouldn't put it past the Raiders to at least explore this option, just because if we do go to the wide zone, we're going to need a guy that can move on that right tackle spot. And Parham is the only guy on this roster really that has that sort of athleticism. The other guys are more power gap scheme guys, and although we will run a lot of power gap, but if we are going to go to the wide zone concepts, then Parham could be an option there. And so just interesting. I mean, if we really wanted to put the best 5 out there, I think this would the 5 I gave would be it, just depending on if Parham can make that transition to tackle or not. So anyways, just look for the Raiders to possibly explore something like that. I think it could be interesting to see how he did, and how that would all work and how it would look. So anyways, just wanted to bring that out, and hope you like the show. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the Raiders so far. We still have one roster spot left. We'll see what we end up doing there, whether it's a linebacker or cornerback, or and I'm sure maybe some guys will get released, especially after rookie mini camp. I'm sure a couple guys will get kicked off, and we'll get some more veterans as well. So that typically happens. You saw a lot of other teams after their rookie mini camps make some moves already. So one note I just wanted to make, one guy that I kind of talked a little bit about in my pre-draft was Trey Colbert. He already got released, the nose tackle from Maryland. He went to the Ravens, went through rookie mini camp, and they already released him. But we could use a little extra help, because we have Jenkins and, McCall, none of us really know too much about. Haven't seen him play a lot. So if we did want to get some depth at that nose tackle spot, maybe it's a guy we give a camp invite to into rookie mini camp. So anyways, just wanted to note that name, and we'll go from there. So look forward to seeing what the Raiders do. I know we got the move to Costa Mesa. Saw the schedule come out. No surprise. It looks like the Raiders have the toughest strength schedule, which is pretty typical. So it usually happens to us. So anyways, that's all I got. But please like, share, subscribe to the video. Let me know your thoughts on the offensive line. You think Dylan Parham can make that transition, or do you think the Raiders would even consider it, or maybe explore it as an option now that we have so many guard possibilities, and obviously Pete can play the tackle spot, and it would be interesting to see how he does. He's pretty athletic. He's probably the second in line as far as athleticism with those tackle groups. Obviously Miller's a different animal. He's extremely athletic, but as far as our tackles go, Pete right now is the most athletic of the tackles, but he is 30 coming off of injuries, so I'm not sure how much more athleticism he has than the other guys that we have. But Parham certainly has that athletic upside to do it. So anyways, that's all I got. Nice talking to you guys today. And again, please like, share, subscribe, share the video, and everything else, just make comments. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. All right, talk to you later.